Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan. I am a licensed cosmetologist, professional makeup artist, and lover of Pat McGrath. So this week, as promised, I'm gonna go ahead and dive back into Pat McGrath's Mothership VI palette, and we're gonna use it to create a dramatic look. Last week, I used colors to create a soft glam look, and this week, I'm gonna use colors that I didn't use to create more of a dramatic look. I'm also gonna go ahead and do some swatches at the end because in this dramatic look, I'm gonna use a dark base and that will alter the colors a little bit. So I want you guys to be able to see the true color on your skin tone. If that's something that you wanna see, I will leave a timestamp down below so that you can go ahead and skip to it. And of course, I will give you guys my thoughts on this palette at the end. All right, let's jump into it. So to go ahead and get us started, I am, like I said, gonna lay down a darker color so that the colors on top pop. Shout out to one of my subscribers, Jasmine. She asked me to actually go ahead and swatch Danessa Myricks Color Fix, but in the color nude. I don't have the color nude, but I do have chocolate. So I'm gonna use this today to lay down where I'm gonna put the other colors and let you guys see what it looks like on my skin. Really love this product. It stays wherever you put it, but I will say it is kind of thick. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up the consistency a little bit by adding a little bit of my Duraline to it so that I have a little bit more time to play with it and move it into the shape that I want it before it sets. I think one drop is enough. This stuff goes a long way. If you find you need more, I would recommend adding a little bit as you go. Don't add too much because then you'll have to use a ton of product. So I really want this dramatic shape, so I'm just gonna use this and wing it straight out. There we go. I'm gonna do the same to the other eye. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this on the rest of my lid. Alright, that's what it's looking like. Quite messy, it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out in just a second. Let's do the other eye. Okay, so that's what it looks like roughly laying down. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this fluffy brush and start to blend out the edges. If I went in with the product just as is and I did not thin it out with the Duraline, there's no way that this would still be wet enough for me to blend all of these lines out. That's the benefit of using a mixing medium. Also, you'll see it is starting to dry, so once it sets, I'm not really worried about it moving anywhere. Once this Duraline sets, it's not moving, it's not going anywhere. And it's still true to color because it's clear. So that is definitely a benefit. It just gives you a little bit more time to work with the product. Now that that's done, I'm actually gonna go ahead and use the same color and I'm gonna lay it underneath my eye as well. Okay, we're gonna go into color Extreme Dust and we're gonna lay that on the inner corner and the outer corner of our eye. Even though it's not like a black, it is still very dark and I only dipped into it once, so I'm liking how it's laying down already. I'm impressed by how dark it is, and you'll notice it's not even a super dark color in the pan. It's not like a black, but it's gliding on really well. It doesn't take a whole lot to pack on the color, and it's honestly a lot darker than I expected, which is a great thing because we're going for a dramatic look. Okay, same thing on the other side. So far, it's really pretty. Okay, now we're gonna go into Blitz Violet Orchid, and I'm gonna lay that on the center of my eye. Color is so pretty. It almost looks a little bit like blue in person. It doesn't look as purple as it does in the pan, but there definitely is still a purple accent. It kind of looks a little bit blue. It's pretty though. I also want to comment on how little fallout I'm seeing, which usually with shimmers and also with deeper colors, there's a lot of fallout. I'm not really seeing that, which is pretty cool. Dipping back into that dark color, I'm gonna go ahead and blend everything together so that it looks, you know, smoother and like it transitions a little bit better. Alright, now I'm going to take my one size black eyeliner and I'm just going to lay a small line because it's pretty smoky on the top because I do want to put some lashes on, so I do always like to hide that little lash line if you can, and that using a black eyeliner makes it a little easier. Now we're going to take color Wicked Envy. I love her names. And we're gonna lay that underneath for another pop of color. This is interesting because in the pan, this color looks really green, but on the skin, it's giving more like bronze. So I'm actually gonna drag that a little bit below where I laid down the Danessa Myricks to see if it's still reading that kind of like coppery or if it's reading a little bit more green. Let's see. I don't know if you guys are seeing something different on camera, but it looks a little bit more bronze, not bronzy. I don't know if bronzy is the right word. It looks a little bit more dusty goldish than it does green. Still pretty, but not what I was expecting. I was expecting more of a, like a pigmented green. I'm gonna take the same black eyeliner and I'm gonna lay that on the inside of my eye. I normally don't do this, but since we are going for a dramatic look today, I am going to line my inner eye. Now I'm gonna take color Astral Solstice and I'm gonna lay that on the inner corner to create a highlight on my inner eye. Ooh. Do we see the pop of shimmer? Oh, that's so pretty. And more than I was expecting, not gonna lie. I had this feeling that it was gonna come off not quite so shimmery and pigmented because when I was digging in the pan, it was kind of, it's a little rough. It's not like a soft, buttery consistency. So I was like, oh, this might be a little flaky and patchy, but it's not. It's beautiful. Gorgeous. So again, Pat doesn't disappoint. So pretty. Also like that you can layer it. The more that I'm putting it on and packing it on, the stronger the shimmer is becoming. Whereas some shimmers, it just kind of like flakes off. It doesn't matter how much you pack it on there. This one is becoming stronger. Let me clean off this glitter. Now that I'm done with the eyes, I'm gonna throw on some lashes. All right, lashes are on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dip into Pat's blush, and we're gonna take this pinky color right here, and I believe it is called Venus Nectar, and we're gonna lay that on our cheeks. I'm gonna go in with KVD Crucifix. I'm gonna line my lips and then I'm gonna put a lighter color in the center. this darker color and I'm gonna lay it around the perimeter of my lips as well. I feel like I look very 60s today. I love it. I don't know. The hair and the makeup is just giving me 60s vibes, which is totally fine by me because I love the 60s. It is my favorite fashion era. It's my favorite makeup era. So I'm just, you know, I'm living a whole vibe right now. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the swatches and then I'm gonna tell you guys my thoughts. First up, we have Skin Show Moon Glow. Really pretty, reflective, almost like nude champagne-y color. Next up we have Bronze Eclipse. Beautiful bronzy, buttery color. Next up we have Vermilion Venom. Beautiful. Very pretty, almost like a dusty red color. We have Blood Moon 005. And this is that beautiful coppery color. Next up we have Jubilee. Now moving into the next row we have Extreme Dust. This is that really beautiful dark color that I was, oh look at that. So impressed with. It's so buttery and you can see just one swipe and it's so rich. Love it. Next up we have color Taboo. It's really pretty, almost like skin tone, our skin tone kind of color. So it's a beautiful transition shade, in my opinion. You can put anything on top of that. We have Wicked Envy, which, yeah, I'm surprised. I thought maybe it was the base underneath giving me a not such green shift, but on camera it's reading kind of green. In person it's more of like a dusty bronzy greenish color. It's not like a full-on green. Still beautiful, just not quite what I was expecting. We have Blitz Violet Orchid. It's that beautiful purple that has a very nice blue tone to it. And last but certainly not least, we have Astral Solstice. So pretty. I was surprised by this one, as I mentioned. It came out much better than I thought it would. All right, and those are the swatches. So my thoughts on this palette. You guys already know I love Pat McGrath, so I really can't say anything bad about her because I just think her products are so phenomenal. But I was really blown away by the dark color. It looks like it's gonna be lighter on the skin looking at it from the pan, but actually it was a very deep color and I was pleasantly surprised by that. I also really loved this color over here in the inner corner. Again, same thing, I was surprised. When I went to kind of dig it up with my brush, it was kind of flaky, so I was like, oh, this isn't gonna go on so well. And it did. It went on beautifully and it was buildable. So when you first put it on, there's a little bit of shimmer and then you're able to like build it to the level that you want to, which I thought was pretty cool. I also really liked about the deeper color that you only had to barely dip into it and you got a lot of pigment and it wasn't flaking, it wasn't like running down on my cheeks, which a lot of darker colors do. Since I did my makeup first today, I really appreciate that it didn't do that. I will say this color, like I mentioned, it was a different tone than I expected it to be, but it is very pretty. I know Mama Pat is a little bit pricey, but I always say you get what you pay for, and with her, it is luxury. The packaging is luxury, and also the quantity that you get is luxury. I'm not gonna run through this palette anytime soon, so I don't actually mind paying the price. All right guys, and I think that's gonna do it. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about any of the products or anything in general, please let me know in the comments down below. I will get back to you. I love reading your comments and your suggestions, so if you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to ask. Those are my thoughts. I hope you guys liked this dramatic look. And if you did, will you please do me a favor and give me a big thumbs up? And also, if you're into this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I upload videos weekly, and I'd love to see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye!